Really?
Yeah, it was originated in Maine.
No kidding.
Everybody knows
Kathy
that.
loved Moxie, and her father
I love
loved Moxie.
My grandfather
It's
did,
horrible.
too.
It's medicine.
Yeah. It's daddy's medicine.
I thought Daddy's was bourbon, but
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, guys, we are going to get out of here. We're going to say goodbye to our Facebook Live audience. Thank you so much. We'll see you up at the Dairy Field tonight. That's very exciting. What do you got going on, Chrissy, today?
I'm going up and working at Chill.
All right. Big day today?
Yeah.
Few
huge day.
clients?
Few clients. Yeah.
Really?
And with every gift card, we're giving a present. So it's
wow.
very festive and very chill up there.
Very nice.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. All right.
And then I'm going to go up to the party tonight.
That's right.
Girl,
That's going to be
Chrissy.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what I get.
Yeah, Maddie, give us a little rundown of tonight. So you get there. It's going to be
get there 7 o'clock.
right.
We'll have hors d'oeuvres, obviously, and just kind of greeting in there. There's a silent auction. 10 o'clock is kind of when we'll do our little talk. Thank everybody. This party is really like we jumped on, but this guy, Joe Vinterini, that is a Manchester guy, grew up on the West Side. He's the guy who's really put this together. So he'll say a couple words. Sean Mikulich, our board president, will probably say a couple words. And then after that, it's just hanging out, you know.
Oh,
the
that's
Is there going
DJ's
to be
there.
music?
Of course, the DJ, Moses Fuentes.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
International. He's international. So
Internationally known to rock the microphone. Thank you, Mike Doyle.
Yeah, you're welcome.
thank you to Chrissy for her donations tonight to the
That's
silent
right.
auction and Chill Spa.
My pleasure. I love
Outstanding.
helping.
Thanks.
All right, you guys. Chrissy, maybe we'll see you later.
Oh, no, you will see me later.
Oh, that's right. We'll be going to the thing. Okay, and Daryl Dion, we'll see you tonight also.
Absolutely.
Wow. Hope to see a lot of you out there tonight also, folks. Come on down to the Dairy Field. It'll be a lot of fun.
Great way to start the weekend.
Yeah, it is. I
Yes.
can't believe it's a weekend, too. Wow, don't forget to check out Donaher tonight up at the Bank of New Hampshire Concord stage. And then if you really want to travel out, you can go see one of my favorite bands. They're playing down on Lansdowne Street tonight. Ween is in town, folks. Playing at the House of Blues. So for all you guys going out down there, be safe. Have a great weekend, Manchester. Adios.
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 Hey, look, mister. We serve hard drinks in here for men who want to get drunk fast, and we don't need any characters around to give the joint atmosphere. Is that clear?
From now on, gang, we won't let Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Merry Christmas!
That's baloney.
The guy in the beard that doesn't work, you're gonna face for radio. You're not very good. You got some real derelict people on your show.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio.
Broadcasting from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 119 Canal Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It is that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. Of course, you can stream the show from anywhere. Go to mattconnarton.com/live for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Saturday, December 13, 2025, and I am not alone.
Good morning, sunshine.
As Jenny is here at the news table.
I am present and freezing.
And we got you've got something we should mention, plug before we get... Oh, by the way, that opening song was... The Ocean by Replaced by Robots. I know I've been playing it on the show, but I'm not sure I had opened with it before today, so I wanted to mention that quickly. It's such a great song, and they're starting to get some play on college stations across the country, and they're getting a lot of good press right now too for that single and everything that they do. Such a great band. And we've got a packed show for you, but there's an event happening today at one of our favorite places.
Absolutely, the Mosaic Art Collective today. You got some last-minute gifts you need to pick up. The All That Glitters display is still up. It is open for holiday shopping today from 5 to 7 p.m. There is a collection of gorgeous small artworks, perfect for giving. Buy it right off the wall. So go check out the Mosaic Art Collective from 5 to 7 p.m. today, right here in the Queen City, Manchester, and see if you can buy some priceless, one-of-a-kind art for your loved ones.
Very nice, very nice. So we do have a very busy show for you today, starring in order of appearance. We have Dots and Moon. We're going to be talking to Richard from Dots and Moon in just a couple of minutes. We're going to play his newest single and then talk to him. In the second hour, we have Down Boys coming in. They've got a brand new single we're going to play for you today. They will be here with us in studio. And then in the third hour... I actually have to look at my notes. We got a busy show. Oh, yes. In the third hour, we have Jesse Kilgis from New York City. We're going to be talking to and Audio Gust, which is a very interesting project. So we've got a busy show. Chris Evans from Audio Gust. Not Chris Evans, the actor. It's a different Chris Evans. I believe he's from Seattle. So he's going to be joining us via WhatsApp. So we got a busy show ahead of us. So welcome, everybody. I do want to mention also quickly, and I shared this out on social media, our friends Chasing the Devil have a brand new single. And usually whenever they release a new single, we like to do the world radio premiere right here on Matt Connarton Unleashed. But we're not doing it for that, but I do for this one. But I do suggest that you check it out. It's a really, really good song. It's called Liar. The only thing is, it's one of those things where in the chorus of the song, and I was surprised because I don't think there's any swears in any of their other songs, but in the chorus of this particular song, there's a word that is said quite a few times, and I was like, I don't think I can make a radio edit of this one. I don't mind making radio edits for guests. Sometimes I have to do it and whatnot, but this was one of those cases where, kind of like with that Kenny Troon song, you know the one I'm talking about, Jenny. Don't this thing up.
One of my favorites.
Which he played on he played a self-censored.
It to mess, I think.
He played a self-censored version of it on the show. Don't mess this thing up, but the
you
actual
can't edit it. You can't edit the song. You'll ruin it.
Yeah, the actual studio track of it. Yeah, there's no way to take that word out without just completely wrecking the chorus. And I had the same thought when I was listening to Liar, the new single from Chasing the Devil. So we're not going to play it here, unless they make a radio edit and they give it to us, because it should be on the radio. It's very, very catchy, really great track. And Jay Bello from Chasing the Devil is a big supporter of the show. He might even be in the chat room. I haven't had a chance to look, but definitely check out the track. It's on streaming platforms. I think it dropped at midnight, and it's so good. The song is called Liar. The band is Chasing the Devil. Please support them. Amazing band. But I can't play that here. So check it out. Not right now. Stay with us for now, but check it out after the show. I think what we will do now, we're going to go ahead and play a song from Dots and Moon. Great track called Moments in the Sun. And then when we come back from the song, we will have Richard from Dots and Moon on with us via WhatsApp. Can't wait to talk with him. I love this project. Take a listen. Moments in the Sun by Dots and Moon. Oh, I like that a lot. That is Moments in the Sun. The project is Dots and Moon. And we have Richard from Dots and Moon on the line with us via WhatsApp. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. No, I'm glad you can join us today. I really like what you're doing. The songs they've got, I mean, obviously they sound different, but a lot of these have a kind of a dreamy sort of atmospheric kind of vibe to them. I really like these a lot.
It's nice to hear.
Absolutely. And are you in upstate New York, or where are you exactly?
Upstate New York, just north of Buffalo, where we are getting the cliched pummel of snow right now.
Are you?
Hour or two.
Yeah.
But you probably you're in New Hampshire, right?
We're in New Hampshire. Yeah.
Yeah, you must get a good chunk of snow.
We get well, not as much as you might think. The winters, I grew up here, and the winters here are considerably easier now overall than they were when I was a kid. So some years we get a lot of snow, but we don't get pummeled too badly. Some years we get very little. So it's not too bad here. We've had a cold snap, but it's not too bad. But where you are, so were you because Buffalo, if I remember a number of years ago, had I know Buffalo gets a lot of snow, but didn't that
Buffalo, the city, and then south of the city, if you go north, it'll have an inch of snow.
Oh, so it's not bad. So you're north of Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Normally it's not too bad. Today it's a little rough.
So I remember seeing on the news a few years ago, it was like multiple feet of snow. It just snowed for 5 days straight. So, but
yep. Well, ever since that blizzard of 77 100 years ago, it's just a news cliche. They always because we're right on the lake.
Okay.
So right on Lake Erie. So it just comes right off the lake and we get slammed.
Gotcha. I'd like to know more. Tell us more about Dots and Moon. Well, first of all, let me ask you this right off the top. I'm sure you answer this question all the time, but where does the name come from, Dots and Moon?
I just like the sound of it, and it just, brought up certain ideas in my mind. I mean, the sun and the moon are both a dot, and the sky, and I just really, I hope it produces an image in someone's mind, of something interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it wasn't, it wasn't the car as most people would think.
Okay.
It's not DATSUN, but I even thought that was kind of cool. The idea of an old dot sun on a full moon.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. And now the project has changed over the years, correct? Because from what I was reading, did it used to be a female-fronted collaboration, and now it's a solo project? Is that true?
Well, even before that, it was me, and then I had a friend of mine, and it was just the two of us, and we would play guitar. When we would play out, the two of us played guitar, and then I would have all the synths and all that stuff recorded on a digital recorder.
Mm-hmm.
And especially here, Western New York, there were rules, you didn't have pre-recorded tracks and all this stuff. But I don't know if you're familiar with Carter USM by any chance, a real old band.
No, I'm not familiar with them.
All right, so they're from England, and they came here and they played, and it was two guys with a guitar on their backing tracks. And I said to and it sounded amazing. And I'm like, I'd rather hear a band with backing tracks that sounds fantastic than a band with all live members that doesn't sound good. And it's just easy, it was just easier to put everything together and play. And then I met somebody I was friends with, and she's like, I can sing. So I asked her to sing this song called Glory, and then Heed the Warning, and then those two songs. I was like, wow, it sounded fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And we slowly had a 5-piece band.
Okay.
And I had a laptop, and say the drummer moved, I could then just unmute the drum tracks that I had made or had recorded from the drummer, and that allowed the band to play out a lot more. I played everything from me and a singer to me and 4 other bandmates with no backing tracks.
Wow.
So yeah,
that must have been kind of exciting, right? To have that sort of flexibility with it, where you could work with that. I'm always fascinated by that kind of dynamic, because obviously we interview a lot of musicians on the show, and I myself am a musician, and I've played in a bunch of bands, but I never played in a band where you had that kind of flexibility. where you could play in multiple different configurations over the course of shows and always just make it work. Like all the bands I ever played in, it was like, we got the same group of guys who are going to have to be here at every single show, because if you remove one piece, it all falls apart. So it must have been cool, and to be able to use technology to sort of give you that flexibility.
Yeah, because I was a big fan of New Order, growing up. So, I saw them live, and it didn't seem like there was anything wrong with it to me to, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
And it was great too. But the best, and then I went and I got an electric drum kit, because the frequency of the synths and then the cymbal crashes, it was just piercing, and it was unreal. So, but I think I played with 3 or 4 drummers over the years, and it's a long time.
Yeah.
And they'd all be like, kind of, I'm not sure. And then they'd come over and they play that electronic drum kit, and they'd be like, this is amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
They'd be having so much fun with all the sounds, but they'd have to play with a click.
Right.
And they didn't mind that either. So it was just a lot of fun. It was more the enjoyment of getting together with other people and playing.
Mm-hmm.
We never really had the opportunity to tour much. We played, surrounding cities, but that was about it.
Do you feel like as you were doing that the certain stigma, because there are, even today, I mean, it's gotten a lot better as people continue to embrace technology and using technology in music. But I feel like even today, there's always going to be some people who if you don't have everything completely live, if you've got someone on stage with something that is creating some sort of sound other than instruments, you've got somebody up there with a laptop or whatever, there's always going to be certain people who are judgmental of that or using backing tracks or anything. But do you feel like over the course of your doing that at least in the area where you were out playing live, that you kind of overcame that, do you think?
Oh yeah, and then when we started, we'd be playing with bands that were 10 years younger, because they were already embracing that.
Right.
And some of the stuff I love now, like group called ASO or Keep Shelley in Athens. They're a singer and a DJ. So it's not even like a musician. It's a DJ who's found samples and put them all together and that type of thing.
Yeah.
But I see where people are coming from with live music. I mean, last night I was at a Hofbräu house, with the Pampa, and I'm watching them, and the guy's playing the accordion and the other guy's singing, and I'm like, what talent. He makes it look so easy. So
yeah,
I get it, with all live musicians. I mean, that's incredible skill and dedication, and keep showing up and practicing together. And so I get the stigma, and I also, if I could have all live musicians, I would, but life gets in the way.
Absolutely. When you're in a band, somebody on the show, I wish I could remember who said it, somebody on the show who had gone from being in a band to doing everything solo, like you have done, essentially made the observation that being in a band say you're in a band with 3 other people, it's like being in a relationship with 3 other people who are also in a relationship with 3 other people. And and that's challenging, and you've got to work with everyone's schedules and varying levels of commitment within that project. And it can be very, very difficult. I mean, do you find, is it less stressful because you have transitioned to doing this as a solo project? Is it overall just less stressful doing it this way?
Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay. Well, as far as writing this stuff goes, I always wrote everything, and then people would learn how to play what I wrote. For the first album, did have a bass player, but even he would come over and just jam with the song for 4 minutes, and then I'd have to go through what he played and cut out the snippets that I really like the best and put them in order. So as far as writing this stuff goes, it was always solo.
Yeah.
But playing live, it's just more enjoyable to play with other people when you play live. It's a lot better. But I don't even know if I'm going to bother, because for a year we had a singer and a guitarist and a drummer, and then the drummer couldn't make it because of work obligations and another band, and then the singer got accepted into a music program, and I just was I thought it's okay, but it's a little stressful playing out. Maybe I'll just do a studio thing.
Yeah. The thing with drummers too, because you mentioned drummers, it's kind of become almost a running joke, but it's not even a joke. Like every band we have on the show, the drummer in the band is always in like 10 other bands.
Yep.
And I feel like it's that way everywhere. I have a theory about that. I think it's because drummers have become so rare because, when you're growing up and you first become interested in music and you want to learn a musical instrument, if you approach your parents and you say, I want to pick up an instrument, but I want to learn drums, if it's that, or I don't know, maybe the tuba, there's a good chance they're going to try to talk you out of it because they'd rather, because nobody wants all that noise in their house, unless they're just very, very supportive. So that's my theory because, I
agree.
Yeah. Every drummer I know is in 10 bands. And can you tell us too about, I'd read something you said, you were talking about how the technology, about how it both isolates us, but also helps us to make personal connections.
Wow. Sometimes I forget I have little deep nuggets like that. Yeah, well, I mean, so, writing the song on my own, it can be really lonely. I'd rather have this, have someone else coming over and working with them, and having a co-writer, that would be great, so that's lonely. But on the other hand, where I went to record this album, I wish I would have known about him sooner. I did. A friend of mine kept urging me to go to this guy. His name is Doug White, and he's got a studio called Watchman Studio after the comic book. He had two shoegaze bands, one Makara's Pen and one called Tear Wave, and recorded that's like really his wheelhouse. And he's so easy to work with. He's really reasonable to play with, and I can go in there with all my stems and a raw idea and work with him for 7 or 8 hours, and I walk out with a song and a recording I'm really happy with.
Yeah.
And that's, and you're bonding when you're hanging out together, talking and playing and making stuff. So, or when we would have band practice on a Saturday morning, that was like the highlight of my week, just getting together with people I considered friends and, playing music, and then going out and socializing and meeting other bands. So, you're isolated kind of when you're writing.
Right.
But, when you go to record or practice or play out, you get to socialize. So, I think that's, I mean, I don't think it could be much more than that, I guess.
Yeah, it's interesting how, and I think the pandemic kind of really brought this to the forefront for a lot of people, because I always say, that was a terrible experience for everybody, but it also, we have to find these silver linings where we can. And one of the few silver linings about it was it kind of forced people to be creative in new ways, even though the technology was already there. You could already send files back and forth through Dropbox or Google Drive or whatever, and you could already do all that, collaborating with people from a distance, and people had been doing that. But I think the pandemic kind of forced people who maybe were averse to doing that to give it a try, and it created this entire new wave of collaboration amongst people who thought, well, this person's on the other side of the country. How am I ever going to collaborate with them? Oh, okay, well, we'll give this a try. Oh, turns out this works pretty well. And so I think it, that was the most isolating thing that, we've been through, was the pandemic, right? And yet, because of technology, it also helped people make a lot of new connections in profound ways that allowed them to create together.
My friend's son is, 21, and the majority of the bands he listens to are, kids in their 20s, early 20s, and the bands are made up of 7 people, and none of them are in the same city.
Yep.
and it's that's not even a big deal. That's just like how it is,
right?
So Yeah, that was the good part about the pandemic. It's interesting though, when that was finally done and we could go back to work. So I remember somebody said, "Oh, we might have to wear masks again." And when I heard that, I realized how I didn't realize during the pandemic how much of a strain it was putting on me. It wasn't until afterwards and someone saying something that we might have to go back to, some of the ways we were. Like they thought there was going to be another wave, and I was just like, "Oh my God, I hated that." That was awful.
Yeah. There were a lot of moments like that where it was like, oh, maybe this is finally winding down, and maybe, oh no, no, it's not.
Did you get it? I got it. I was like 4 or 6 weeks. I can't remember. It was.
Oh, really?
I got the first wave. Yeah, it was awful.
I had COVID, but I didn't get it until after the pandemic was kind of over, and I was vaxxed and everything. But I did test positive, at least on one occasion, I think. Eventually, I dodged it for a long time though.
Good,
but
maybe a weekend or something,
Yeah.
So I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
No, it's not. Now being sick just generally is it's my least favorite thing about winter. But now, so how is your live situation now? Like, are you performing live currently? Are you going out and playing shows?
No, like I said, it was a year. We and I think we might have even gotten more viewership. But at band practice, we'd get stuff down, and then we would play something on Facebook. We would actually, play the second half of band practice on Facebook, and the number of views and the number of people who saw it, I started thinking maybe this is better than playing out.
Right.
But no, right now, like I said, I don't know if I really and that's the other problem too. Like, I can sing, but when it comes to playing live, I don't know. It just I'm not impressed with what I hear when I play live. So I was, I'd either have to practice these songs a lot, and I mean, I take voice lessons, just to keep working on my voice. I'm not you probably can tell, but I'm not a natural singer, it's more of that kind of guy from the church type of feel. So, but losing the singer we had, and she was amazing. She was great. If you want to find a singer, go to your local alternative karaoke, because you'll find a lot of people are dying to find bands there.
Interesting.
And but she, we hadn't played out, and she was starting a music program. And I just don't know if I really want to search for another band again. I think I'd like to just focus on playing music and maybe even go more towards the piano.
Yeah.
I don't know if you read that, but there's a guy named Harold Budd. He did an album with the Cocteau Twins, and then he's done at least 2 or 3 albums with Robin Guthrie. But he's the guy that got me into playing piano in my early 20s.
Okay.
And we lost him to COVID, but he put out an album with he put out a lot of albums, but he put out an album with Brian Eno, and The Pearl, it's called, and it's just amazing and it's gorgeous. And for the longest time, I couldn't figure out what he was doing, and then I figured out he pretty much just played major 7th chords every chord he played, and that's what Robin Guthrie does. For any of your listeners that are into music theory.
Oh, interesting.
And so there's there's not 2. I think there's at least 1 piano interlude on. Yeah, there's 1 before the last 3 songs on the CD, on the new album, and just kind of going down more that vein.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you know like Stars of the Lid or the Cranky label at all.
No, not familiar.
It's atmospheric, ambient, but it's not, yoga or ambient. It's got just a little bit of a twist to it when you listen. So.
Okay.
God, I'm really rambling. I didn't realize how tired I was.
Hey, no, that's okay. That's what we do here.
Oh, good.
That's what we do. That's perfect. I'd much rather that. No, the worst thing is when someone comes on and they have nothing to say, which is rare. Most musicians like to talk about music, but every once in a while, we might have somebody who kind of clams up, and it's like,
Yeah, I feel for that person.
Yeah. And can you tell us too about some of the themes? I mean, like I said, the music, it's got a very, it's got kind of a dreamy, atmospheric sort of vibe to it. And what are some of the themes that you like to write about?
Well, this one, before, when I had a female singer, like I like to have empowered lyrics, something that was strong, something like, where someone was coming back from being the underdog or something like that.
Yeah.
And with this one, I just wanted there to be kind of like a hopeful message.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times, and I wonder if this is true for most, singers. I would like kind of ad lib lyrics, and then as I sang them and looked at them and then, redid them, moments in the sun, everybody has moments in the sun. It's just like, even if things are tough, you'll have good days, it's not that complex of an idea.
Right.
Or Bring Love. Bring Love's a breakup song, but it's a song about accepting that breakup. But, don't really realize it until you're done kind of improvising lyrics 2 or 3 times. That's the great thing about having home recording studios. You've got that freedom to do that. And then you look at what you've come up with and you're like, oh, there's kind of a good idea here. Or if, come up with a story or an atmosphere of just, I really liked a lot of trip hop stuff. So just having something being kind of a little dark, but
yeah.
But not like in an end of the world kind of way, but kind of like in like a dark movie, like what's that, Black Mirror, something like that.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that, but it comes up in conversation though with people. So people have told me I would enjoy it.
Yeah, you go back to. I'd skip the very, very first episode, but I'd go back to the British show first and check it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So either something that's kind of a dark twist, a little Halloweenish, or something that's got a hopeful message, one or the other.
Yeah.
It generally seems what comes out, things will be okay.
I'm also curious too about, so your newest is an EP. But why? So Moments in the Sun is an EP, but Tiger, the previous release, was a full album, correct?
Yeah, and here's why this ended up happening. And I hope, this doesn't sound bad, but something got messed up in the last 3 songs of Tiger where they're named wrong. The 3 songs are like Moments in the Sun is Winter Streets, and Winter Streets is Army of Me.
Oh, no.
So I put the EP out with an extra new song, and then just to get the right names on the songs.
Yeah.
Because I know this is going to sound horrible, but if I take Tiger down and then put it back up again.
Yeah.
Well, you lose all the streams. If you lose all the streams, then you're starting from scratch.
Yep.
And your music doesn't get placed in, Spotify radio or Apple Music suggestions and that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just how the algorithm works. You're kind of like going back to zero. So that is why it was done, was to try to get the right names on the songs. And so it's not the best reason to put out an EP. I know.
No, but it does, it is illustrative of some of the pitfalls of the technology that we're working with and how it works now with streaming and everything. It's there's a lot that can go wrong. And a lot of musicians and industry people listen to the show, so it's kind of a good lesson, something to be aware of. And you're right. I mean, practically speaking, yeah, you could take it down and then put it back up but then, yeah, like you said, you lose. You don't want to lose whatever momentum you've built, whatever equity you've built in that with the algorithms.
Yeah,
so.
because that long tail theory. It's just you keep getting, because I'm not gonna make any money off this, and I'm not going to be famous. The goal is I when I was a kid, when I was like 12, I discovered Echo and the Bunnymen, and I was able to get a CD or an album once a month, and there was no internet, and I thought they were the coolest band. I didn't realize there was a whole genre called goth where there was other stuff like them, and I got the Heaven Up Here album, and I remember as a kid, my whole motivation to make music was that I just want to make something that fits like a niche, in someone's record collection.
Yeah.
And just make something, anytime I get a new follower on YouTube or someone picks up the music on Bandcamp, I am just thrilled that I made something that someone liked enough to spend their time listening to.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm giving, paying forward what these bands that at the time were obscure. I know from Danny Darko and everything, more everybody, knows who the Bunnymen are now, but back then no one, had a clue who
Right.
they were. So I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but it, that's the goal, is do it for myself because I love it. And then I just really hope someone out there enjoys it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, very well said. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. And then, so in a moment, it's been wonderful speaking with you this morning.
Thank you so much for having me on.
We'll definitely have you back in the future. I do want to,
that'd be great.
and in a moment we'll play this track "Never Had a Heart" from Tiger, but from the Tiger album. But where's the best place to go, Richard, for people to keep up with everything that you're doing, with everything, all things Dots and Moon? Where should people go?
Probably between Bandcamp and, I know it's not the most popular place, but the Dots and Moon page on Facebook is probably the best place to follow and keep track of stuff coming out.
Okay.
Singles and that.
Okay, wonderful.
I mean, because I have a website, but it'll just send you to those places, Instagram, or social media sites.
Gotcha. Yeah, speaking of algorithms and and all that.
Yeah, and then Bandcamp, because I try not to send much out, but if you're a follower on Bandcamp, then I can send a message out to all the followers saying, oh, there's a new EP out or there's a new video out.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Well, wonderful. And then, so we're going to end the segment with "Never Had a Heart" from your previous release, Tiger. And this is one of the ones that you had mentioned when you emailed Jenny. What is special? What should we know about this song? Why is this one of the ones you chose?
Well, I like it because it's really upbeat,
Yeah.
and moves along, but also it's not negative like the title you'd think. It actually goes, heaven never had a heart like yours, and it's just, someone is just so amazing that even the image of heaven like pales in comparison to someone who's just a great person to be around.
Yeah. No, it's a great concept. I love it. All right, so we're going to play that in a moment. We'll let you go, but Richard from Dots and Moon, thank you so much. I said,
thank you. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll have you back when you've got some new stuff. We'll definitely have you back on. Love what you're doing. Keep up the great work, and good luck with whatever weather you're experiencing.
Yeah, right.
In that part of New York.
All right.
All right.
You take care, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
You got it. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right. That is Richard from Dots and Moon. I do love this project so much. And we're going to play this. This is from the previous release, Tiger. This is called "Never Had a Heart."
Nana's Kitchen and Pizzeria.
From Nana's hands to your plate, tradition, love, and taste that's great. Slow fermented dough, flavor so true. Each bite a story made just for you.
603-232-9366. Nana's Kitchen and Pizzeria, 15 Dartmouth Drive, Auburn, New Hampshire.
Nana's Kitchen and Pizzeria.
The two greatest rock and roll bands of all time face off as the Chubb Theater hosts tributes to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Beatles versus Stones. A musical showdown comes to Chubb Theater at the Capitol Center for the Arts on Thursday, December 11th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at the theater box office or online at ccanh.com. The Capitol Center for the Arts is located at 44 South Main Street, Concord, New Hampshire. The show is appropriate for all ages. Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
Let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Pizza for everyone. Come join the feast tonight. With each slice and topping, everything feels so right.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig & Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig & Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigGetZoulis.com for a free consultation. Craig & Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Hey everyone, this is Rob Azevedo, host of Granite State of Mind, and I want to tell you about Pembroke City Limits in the historic Suncook Village. PCL is an award-winning bar, restaurant, and music venue where there's live music 5 days a week and twice on Saturdays. Everything from blues, country, folk, funk, and a whole lot of jazz. We have 12 craft beers on tap dedicated to local brewers in the area and some of the friendliest bartenders around. Please come visit Pembroke City Limits at 134 Main Street in the historic Suncook Village, only 6 miles outside of Manchester. Open Tuesdays to Wednesdays, 4 to 10, Thursdays to Sunday, 11 to 10. Pembroke City Limits, where it's all about the music.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You wanna know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed residents. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder. WMNH, rip the knob off.
You're listening to Matt Connarton Unleashed on WMNH 95.3. You are listening to WMNH 95.3.
World premiere.
mind is myself, living with all these consequences. Ooh, this symptoms is hell, but I'm looking for light and a reason to go on. Want someone's hand to hold and not feel so no way to change the past. There's no crystal ball that'll show just how long this will last. So I guess my time has come, and I must be moving on. Will I try again? Can I right all these wrongs?
I love it. That is the world radio premiere, the brand new single from Down Boys. It is called To Whom It May Concern. And we're going to talk to these guys in just a second. Welcome, everybody. We have entered hour number 2, numero dos, of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. Today is, of course, Saturday, December 13, 2025. Jenny is here at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
And a little warmer in here now. I've actually unzipped my coat.
No, it's not.
It's fine. It's fine. It's starting to warm up.
No, I'm an ice cube.
It's starting to warm up. It's almost 60 degrees.
I'm frozen.
Let's get these mics on for these guys here. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's start in the corner there. If each of you, Larry, we'll start with you. If you could tell us who you are, what you do in the band.
Pretty much, I'm the man. Larry Williams. I play drums.
All right, very good. Welcome, Larry.
I'm the understudy to the man, Jason Sullivan.
Okay.
Yeah, sing and play guitar.
Okay. And you, sir?
I am John Clifford, bass player.
All right, welcome, John.
Thank you. And my name is Bruce, and I play guitar and I sing backups.
Bruce, I got to get your I get your mic up over here. I'm sorry.
No worries.
That mic's plugged into a different board. Okay. Say all that again.
No worries. My name is Bruce, and I play guitar and I sing backups.
All right, very good. Well, it's wonderful to have you guys here.
Thanks for having us.
Two of you have been on the show before, right?
Yes.
With Day to Attend.
Yep.
And then, but you guys have never been on before, right?
No, correct.
Okay, just making sure, because sometimes I forget. Like someone will, I've had this happen where someone will be like, "Well, I was on the show like 10 years ago," and I'm like, "Oh wow." It's hard to keep track, but no, I love the new song.
Thank you.
That just now that's on all the streaming platforms and everything now, I assume.
Yeah, it comes out today.
Excellent, excellent. Well, congratulations on that. Now, you guys you're just releasing singles at this point, right? There's not an album or an EP yet.
We're just over a year old. Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of a new
it's ahead
project,
of what
right?
most people are doing at this point. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, yeah. What do you like? Do you think you're going to do an EP or an an eventually?
Absolutely.
Or
Definitely. We're working on plans now for a full album, and probably by the end of 2026. we should have something out.
Oh, okay. Excellent, excellent. Now, where do you guys record? Because everything sounds really good, but there's so many different ways to do it now. You can go to a studio, you can do it at home, you can. What's the approach that you guys take for recording?
Different at home, right?
Yeah, everything's been done at home. Like we took a couple different approaches. We tried some electronic kits on the first couple singles, and on this batch with To Whom It May Concern, and the next single that's coming out after it, we used the live drums. But everything's just basically I bring my laptop to a space, we set up mics or whatever, and just do it to it. It's all home brewed.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's great. That's great. You did it with all three. You've got three total now, right? Three songs that you've recorded. Yeah.
Yep.
And how did this come about? How did Down Boys come? I mean, obviously, two of you guys play together in another band, but how did this start?
I think I put this thing together.
Did you?
I
That's why
joined a band with those two guys, with Bruce and John. And,
Yeah.
Eventually, he was going to be the singer, and the band just dissolved right after that. Didn't really work out. And I joined a lot of bands. And when I join a lot of bands, I never really liked the band, but I always find somebody or two that just like, oh man, I got to get these two guys' numbers.
Right, right.
And it was pretty much all three of these guys. And when the band dissolved, I says, we got to all do our own thing.
Yeah.
Do originals. That was more of a cover thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It was kind of 50-50, I think. When I joined it was mostly covers, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just found these guys. I thought, not very cute, but I mean, they know they know how to play.
All right.
Maybe not, but the check cleared. So
right.
A headshot was
With
not
my
part
looks,
of the
there was no
application.
competition. It was nice.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, do you guys play out a lot? Are you playing a lot of shows? It looks like you're pretty
Decent
active,
amount.
right?
Yeah. We've had a lot of shows in this past year, and we've got a lot coming up for 2026. So we found ourselves surprisingly busy.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great. Is it hard to juggle this with are you guys also? Do you have other projects also outside of this, or
I have a total of 3 myself.
do you? Yeah. What else do you have?
So I actually can't say anything yet. So
Oh.
unfortunately, there's things in the works. But
Oh,
I've been
okay.
asked to keep it down low until it's time to announce it.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
This is my main priority, but I'm involved in 2 other projects.
Oh, excellent, excellent. What about you, Jason?
Yeah, I have an acoustic duo, Soulshine, and we play out once a month.
Nice.
Kind of not anywhere where it would overlap with what we're doing now, stylistically or anything like that. But yeah, stay active. Been in and out of bands and in the scene for the better part of a couple of decades. So I was happy to get the call and sit here, and I think the work speaks for itself, and I think we're doing great.
Absolutely.
Wanted to add to the tour thing that was going on. You said we're playing out. We're hitting like almost every state in New England in the next like 4 months. So
Good. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Excellent. Do you guys have a favorite place that you've played? Is there something that stands out, or?
Oh, anywhere in Manchester.
Really? Yeah.
We play a place called Charlie's Hill. It's a great venue, especially for new bands, and they're really good to us. And I think I do like it there.
I love Charlie's too. Yeah, it's great sound. It's like you said, great people. So that's probably been my favorite venue. We've played there a lot. So that's a great place.
They gave us our chance, and I don't know, it just took off from there. They really liked us, and then we started getting other gigs, and then they started calling us. So we called them first.
Yeah.
And they've been calling us ever since.
He's going to be coming on, Mike Hill. He's
cool.
going to be on the show soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Great guy.
Very soon, I think. Yeah, because that's a venue that comes up a lot on the show. Everybody loves Charlie's Hill.
Yeah.
Jenny and I haven't been there yet, but
it's worth the trip.
Everything we hear about it's amazing.
Mike's a
Yeah,
great
what
guy.
are you
Terry's.
taking me? got to.
This sounds like a Matt problem.
Oops.
No, it looks amazing. I really do want to go down and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so where does the name come from? Is the origin story of the name Radio Friendly or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it depends which one you ask.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know. I think we do the Down Boys song, so I don't know. It just sounded cool. It just sounded cool.
Yeah,
I think Jason's the one who ended up with it. We all had a bunch of names. We just tossing them in the air.
Yeah.
And we kind of all agreed on him. He's the biggest guy in the band.
Right.
Nobody wants to argue with him.
He gets his way.
Yeah. And we all kind of didn't hate it. So we got the Down Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to reveal the origin story yet.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, no. There's a bunch of theories out there. I kind of want to let everybody let everybody figure out. Yeah.
All right.
Larry's got 2 shepherds, and we practice at his place. So he always says "down boys" to his dogs while we're there.
Okay.
They like to bother us when we're playing.
That could be it.
That could be one. That
could be one. Okay.
It could just be that it sounds like we're down for anything, or
Yep.
in the '80s in the Warrant song, it meant cool guys, right?
Yeah, sure.
Hang out where the down boys go.
Sort of.
So
You see that video, and it's like I don't know how cool they are, but you know what I mean? With the choreography and
30 years makes a big difference.
I thought that. True. I actually like Warrant. I'm not even knocking the band, but I remember the first time I saw the video for Down Boys, and they're all on their knees, moving in unison. And I was like, this is a little.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No choreography.
The insurance isn't good enough.
Yeah. And it just to be clear, it's Down Boys. It's not the Down Boys.
No, just Down Boys.
Right. Just Down Boys. Very good. Very good. And then like this song just came out. Are you already working on the next one? Because you guys probably have, you're all creative guys. You probably have a lot of ideas.
We got a bunch of material already done, so we're kind of working on recording them, not so much of working on the song so much.
Yeah.
Little tweaks here and there for the recordings, harmonies and stuff like that, which have really, really took off. I think the harmonies in this band are great.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
We've actually already got our next single, Spirits Disappear, slated to come out in January.
Oh, wonderful.
After this one gets some time to breathe and get out there.
Outstanding.
So we try to be a little bit ahead of the game and try to do maybe every 30, 45 days, we'll put something new out.
Yeah. It's hard to know, right? I mean, it's hard to know how soon is too soon or, or too long or it's.
Exactly, yeah.
I think we're at a good pace. What do we got, like 7 now?
I think we got 7 originals, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
So it's basically we wrote 7 originals, and then we, instead of getting to 10 or 12, let's go back and start recording when piecework.
Yep.
We got 7 that will come out.
Okay.
And,
outstanding.
We asked people which ones they want to hear first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And which one do you think? And these were, some of these were voted, right? I mean,
yeah. This To Whom It May Concern, it seems like when we play this song live, for some reason, a lot of people resonate with To Whom It May Concern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost everybody actually.
Yeah.
It's funny though, like depending on who comes up to you, like someone will have a different song that they like of ours. So it's like, oh, I really like this one, and then another person's like, oh, I really like this one. But honestly, the consensus has been To Whom It May Concern has been a pretty.
Got a lot of
strong
melodies,
favorite.
and there's still a lot of rock and roll guitar. You know, the drums are strong, but not crazy. It's not Metallica by any means, but
right.
It isn't boring. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah,
I really do.
No, it's a great track.
Not
Absolutely.
everybody's writing melodies anymore. Everybody's just like, I know the places we play, everybody's screaming.
Really? Yeah.
Just screaming. Everything's drum solos. Everything's solo.
Yeah.
It's really hard to understand the music, although the talent is there. Wow, those guys are tight. Those stops and changes were insane.
Yeah.
And that's great sometimes, but sometimes you're the audience and you just want to understand the song and be able to dance to it and sing to it. And
Right.
I love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. It wasn't the hottest song in the world, but I mean, once you hear it, you're singing it.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the creativity in this band is off the charts, like uncharted.
Yeah.
Our very last practice, we wrote 2 more.
Really?
That were pretty much skeletons that are gonna be built off of and things like that. It's just like an unending conveyor belt of things that we're jamming out, writing, recording. And so I wouldn't expect us to stop anytime soon.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, we should play another one. What should we? Which one should we play next? And then we'll one of them we'll leave for the end of the show. I mean, the end of the segment, obviously. But which one should we play with now?
I like them all at this point.
How about My Kind of Animal?
Yeah, let's wait till people out.
I'm all do it again.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, and this one we did a world premiere for it when this first came
back in
out.
June.
Certainly.
Absolutely. All right, let's give this a spin. If you're just joining us, Down Boys is here with us in studio, and this track is called "My Kind of Animal." There it is. That is My Kind of Animal. The band is Down Boys, and we've got the guys from Down Boys here in the studio with us, and that's a great track. You heard it here first. We played that when that first came out, and love it. And now, what's that one? Is that like is one of you a veterinarian, or what's that song about?
So that one was actually born out of a jam session up at Jason's place.
Oh, okay.
It was either Bruce and I started playing the riff, and
Yeah.
it just, we just kind of locked onto it and said, all right.
Yeah, yeah.
And, I kind of feel like it has kind of an early Aerosmith kind of vibe.
It does,
So we kind
yeah,
of rolled
yeah.
with it.
Yeah, yeah.
But one of these guys came up with the idea, why don't we just take a few examples of some personal adult history?
Gotcha.
Let's
Gotcha.
write some lyrics.
Trying to keep it FCC safe here.
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, but that one came about pretty easily out of a jam.
Yeah. Is that how most of these happen? Because that's what these songs feel like. They feel like
some of them are that way.
Yeah.
Some of them, these guys have these. All three of these guys, because I'm the drummer, I don't have much, but I have a lot to say.
Yeah,
these guys either bring stuff to the table, or just before break, he starts doing something.
Yeah.
I just can't help but put a beat to it.
Yeah.
He has his bass down. He's picking it back up, and then
Yeah.
we don't take a break.
Yeah.
We end up just like jamming to something. He comes up some kind of words, we record it.
Yeah.
And then next time we come in, you go, because if he records it, like, well, I'll remember what we did. Because if you don't even remember sometimes.
Right.
When you're jamming, you know what I mean? You're having fun. He puts words to it, and before you know it, they're songs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Not all of them, but I think, I don't know, a few. A few
couple
of
of them,
this
yeah.
way. A few
Yeah.
Even like our genres, I think they're all different. Some of them, you might be like, I kind of hear a little of this band and that one.
Sure.
But not in all of them. Every
Right.
one of them, you might hear something different. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard
Right.
not to sound like somebody today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been out a long time.
Yeah. Do you guys have any, like, is there anybody else in the scene you kind of, it happens organically, you've kind of sort of teamed up with, like, for shows, like, is there anybody you play a lot of shows with?
They do attend Mystic Angel.
Yeah.
They do attend because we're both, it's convenient. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Set up the drums once.
Exactly. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
Thumbs down is another
Mystic
one.
Angel, thumbs down. Yeah, Nathan Hill. He's been getting a little tight.
Oh, yeah.
with.
Nathan Hill's great. Yeah. He's been on the show.
Awesome.
He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, we've played with everyone. Lone Wolf James, I know, has been down
Oh,
here,
yeah,
right?
we had
we
that
played
one, yeah.
with Anthony from Purging Sin.
Nice. Yeah. Excellent.
Very vibrant scene.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, it is incredible. Sometimes people will ask, like, Jenny does the booking. People will ask, where do you find all this talent to come on the show? It's like, well, it's everywhere.
Collectively, we've all played everywhere.
Yeah,
He was covering for Exception for a while. Great metal band.
Yep.
And this guy's doing all our recording now.
Yeah.
This guy's writing lyrics. Well, those are all really hard at work, and I just wait for them to put it together.
Yeah.
Tell you where to show up.
Yeah. We're ready for Larry now.
You guys do any? Have you made any music videos or anything for any of these songs?
Not yet. We have that in the works for this year, too.
Yeah. Because you guys are all you're very photogenic.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's true. Yeah.
I do have a face for radio. I've been told that before.
I look like Alice Cooper a little, so yeah. If you think that's cute.
No, but I see the pictures of you. Because most bands, they just kind of stand there, just look at the camera. But you guys you're very animated in your pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So
But it's an animated picture.
Well, there you go. Somebody drew it, and it looks so lifelike.
One of them is. I'm just giving you a hard time.
No, but I can imagine. I can imagine you guys doing. But there is something you might do.
Absolutely.
As far as a video, yeah,
It's in the works.
Yeah.
I can't see why not. I mean, I think that any video presence is kind of important for any band nowadays. Like a lot of people use Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, and just getting stuff out there. Even if it's not like a full-fledged video, but I do think it would be cool to do a full video. I don't know what song we would do it for, but hell, it's doing for all of them. I don't really care.
Yeah. It really is important. It's funny because like a lot of people who don't pay attention, think that music videos are dead.
Yeah.
Like because people have a perception that once MTV stopped playing videos effectively more than 20 years ago now, and VH1 probably did as well, that the art form of the music video is dead. And what people don't realize is it's actually, I think, more important than ever because of YouTube.
Yeah.
And what major artists who have a gazillion dollars will actually put out, I think Metallica did it, Beyonce's done it, where they'll release an album, and literally for every single song on the album, there's a video, a fully produced, high budget video, and it's it just goes on social media, and of course, but it helps fuel the the algorithms and sell the music, and it's really more important than ever, I think.
I think you're right. I think it's just a different medium now.
Yeah, exactly. It's changed, but a lot of these videos too, the big budget ones, they look like something you might have seen in the in the heyday of MTV. So yeah, people like and it's easy. Like you can do something I've seen some really creative things that are actually very low budget.
Oh yeah,
but end up being really impactful. As far as music videos. So there's really no limit to what you can do with the technology now. So it's incredible. Now,
budget's not everything, right?
That's right.
And I could buy you the best guitar in the world, right? And this guy could play the cheapest one, probably better.
Right. Exactly. Now, what's kind of the future trajectory for you guys? Do you think? Like, do you have kind of a long-term plan, or
get rich? Famous.
Quit our day jobs.
I don't know if there's really a plan. We started this really just to have some fun.
Yeah.
We were doing our thing, having a good time. We'll go up to Charlie's every couple of weeks, and
out
of nowhere, it's just, when are you guys playing again? When are you guys putting stuff out? When are you doing an album? And we're like, oh, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
So I mean, we have a few plans for like an album, maybe a video or two. We'll book some shows, but we're kind of just here for the ride. Let's see where it takes.
Yeah.
We'll be as surprised as you are.
Yeah. That's exciting. I mean, that's a good way to approach it, I think. Yeah. And when is your next show? Like, do you guys have anything this weekend, or when is?
We have tonight.
Oh, tonight. Where are you playing tonight?
Right up the street here in Bad Burger, I guess.
Oh,
right?
excellent.
Yeah, we're playing with Thumbs Down.
Is that a new place now? Is that?
Yeah, we're doing the Krampus Christmas party with Lobotomotive and Thumbs Down.
Okay.
Doors at 8. I think a $10 cover charge. Wear a cool Christmas costume. You may win a prize.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Jenny and I went to Bad Burger for the first time to see. It was Under the Horizon, Vices Inc., and Plague Dad.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
Played with Under the Horizon.
I love them.
Jenny,
Absolutely.
he does take you places, Jenny. He does take you places.
Yeah, see? I took you there. That was not that long ago. See?
Speechless.
Yeah. See?
Sort of.
No, I drove. I took you
drove,
there. Yeah. We were trying to figure out, like, we could just ask, but it would ruin the mystery. The giant Bad Burger truck that sits there. We were trying to figure out, like, do the owners have special permission from the city to just park that there, or do they just pay all the parking every single day, or just pay the $10 parking ticket every day, or whatever? But I love that. That giant
great
truck
advertising.
There. It is. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Yeah,
but
it's
we
wonderful.
could be having that parking space tonight. But whatever.
But it's occupied 24/7.
Right.
Yeah, they seem to have a good strategy, doing a good job. They were on the billboard and the jumbotron on the way in, and we saw her as well.
Oh, nice.
So,
yeah. That's awesome. And then after this, because a lot of bands kind of go into sort of a quasi hibernation during the winter. Are you guys gonna keep playing shows through the winter, or what's?
We're gonna keep going. We have the next week. We're gonna be back up at Charlie's Hill with Data with 10.
Excellent.
And if you check our website www.downboysrock.com, we've already have January through May booked for 2026.
Okay, excellent, outstanding. Who does the website, by the way?
That would be me.
Oh, very good. I know it's an odd question to be asked, but I do, because I like the website, and I'm a website nerd, and I see a lot of bad websites. I'm sure you have as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this is one of them.
No. That's why I bring it up.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
No, it's a good site. That's why I bring it up. It's a good site. I see a lot of really bad websites, and this is a good one. That's why. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have brought it up.
I appreciate it. I just tried to keep it like meat and potatoes, no frills.
No, it's good. There's a good amount of information, but it's not overkill, and the layout is nice, and it's it's good. Like I said, I know it's an odd thing to bring up, but
it's all good. Yeah.
I look at a lot of websites, and I see a lot of musicians with really bad websites, so I like this one.
Yeah, I do the website and I do the social media. Bruce
Excellent.
is in charge of most of the music production. And,
Okay.
everybody just kind of fell into a cool role with the group.
Yeah.
It happened naturally.
Well, that's nice too, and when that happens naturally, when it's organic, when everybody just kind of finds their their role like that. And no, you guys are doing great, and I think you're gonna have a very successful 2026. That's my prediction.
That's awesome
because you're definitely on the right track. Anything we'll close out in a couple minutes with Do It Again, but anything we didn't talk about that you want to make sure our listeners know about?
Not that I can think of. Just come out to our shows. I want to have a couple shout outs maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out to my mom. Hello to my mother. Hello to my family and friends and everything. And thanks for having us and tuning in and all that. We really appreciate you guys.
Oh, speaking of tuning in, Tom Siracusa is in the chat room.
Hey,
Let's
Tom.
see.
What's up, Tom? Yeah, shout out to Jeff and Ed.
Yeah.
Data 10 boys. Shout out to Aaron.
He's the bass player from DTA.
Tom said, perfect opening song. Jason Sullivan has the perfect blues voice and tone. Great tune, fellas. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thanks, Tom. That's awesome.
Very cool. Very cool. Oh, Sheila Russo from Paper Jam is in the chat room. Says,
I know her.
Absolutely. We love Paper Jam.
Yeah, we were just featured in the November-December.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
right.
Congratulations on that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sheila says, hey, guys, love the song. Totally down for this. Oh, see what she did there?
I see what she did.
You got to start trademarking this.
I know, right?
That's right. Tom Siracusa said, Down Boys, baby. Great New England rock and roll band. And Mike Hill is a great human and a great soul. Yep, Mike's going to be on the show soon. Really looking forward to that. And he said, love you guys. Yep, absolutely.
Love you, Tom.
Right back at you, bud.
Absolutely. Tom's a great guy, and we love Day to Attend. They're a great band, too. So, wonderful. So we'll so go to the website downboysrock.com, right?
Yep.
Downboysrock.com.
Yep.
For everything. Yeah, Downboys was probably taken, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. In some fashion.
Yeah, I won't ask what you saw when you investigated the domain.
Where the Down Boys can't go.
Right. Where the Down Boys can't go. No. I like spontaneous song parodies.
Love it.
Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate all four of you coming in.
Yeah,
and
thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And we can close out the segment with this track, Do It Again. What should we know about this one? Anything we should know about?
So I think the song kind of came out from an idea John had that was been kicking around for a while, and we've just kind of had different iterations of it throughout the history of us collectively. And so I think we just kind of gave the music to Jason, and Jason rolled with it.
Actually worked well.
Yeah,
first song might have been that metal thing that's still not together yet.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the first song we actually put together, right?
I think
From
so.
beginning to end.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Very cool. So we're going to give this a spin. This is called Do It Again. This is Down Boys. And again, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Just down 3 shots of Jaeger. Wake up 3 hours later. Cold on the floor. Get inside with me. Let's all get low. And then you'll know why I do it again. I need an angel. Get this devil off my shoulder. Always being wrong has gotten old. And I can't wait to see the day when I'm gonna win. If you learn to play my cards right, well, the thing gotta pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Put yourself back in the game. No one's coming. You gotta save yourself. I need an angel. Keep this devil off my shoulder. Always in wrong has gotten hold. And I can't wait to see the day when I don't win. If I learn to play my cards right, well, I think I might survive. But you're constantly in my head, screaming over, do it again.
Nana's Kitchen and Pizzeria.
From Nana's hands to your plate, tradition, love, and taste that's great. Slow fermented dough, flavor so true. Each bite a story made just for you.
603-232-9366. Nana's Kitchen and Pizzeria, 15 Dartmouth Drive, Auburn, New Hampshire.
Nana's Kitchen and Pizzeria.
The two greatest rock and roll bands of all time face off as the Chubb Theater hosts tributes to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. Beatles versus Stones. A musical showdown comes to Chubb Theater at the Capitol Center for the Arts on Thursday, December 11th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at the theater box office or online at ccanh.com. The Capitol Center for the Arts is located at 44 South Main Street, Concord, New Hampshire. The show is appropriate for all ages. Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
For everyone, let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Pizza for everyone, come join the feast tonight. With each slice and topping, everything feels so right.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig and Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig and Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigGetsoulis.com for a free consultation. Craig and Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at QueenCityCabinetryNH.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Hey everyone, this is Rob Azevedo, host of Granite State of Mind, and I want to tell you about Pembroke City Limits in the historic Suncook Village. PCL is an award-winning bar, restaurant, and music venue where there's live music 5 days a week and twice on Saturdays. Everything from blues, country, folk, funk, and a whole lot of jazz. We have 12 craft beers on tap dedicated to local brewers in the area and some of the friendliest bartenders around. Please come visit Pembroke City Limits at 134 Main Street in the historic Suncook Village, only 6 miles outside of Manchester. Open Tuesdays to Wednesdays, 4 to 10, Thursdays to Sunday, 11 to 10. Pembroke City Limits, where it's all about the music.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You wanna know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
All I think
I don't know if you're wondering why on earth we landed here, with the struggle in the heartland and our disconnected fear. We got politicians screaming sanity, lying cold white truth right through their teeth. I thought we were all in this together, huddled around Miss Liberty. Is this my America? Is this my America? Shouldn't we stand two together as one? Is this my America? Is this my America? If it is, then we ain't even close to done.
We gotta take it to the cities, we gotta take it to the streets, 'cause these prophets of division are tearing down all
this my America? Home of the brave and of the free. Is this my America? Is this my America? Huddle round Miss Liberty. We have not forgotten who we are. We are bound together, near and far. You and me, you and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. We'll rewrite America as our own. So what is the truth? What is the truth? What is America through and through? Will you just open your eyes? Will you just let her in? 'Cause I hear the blowing of the wind. Maybe it was just a pink house. Maybe it was just a pink coat. Maybe we should try to go. Maybe we should take it slow. Maybe we should just have some fun. Maybe we were both born to run. Maybe we should just take a chance. What else? Maybe we should just get up and dance. This is my America. This is my America. Home of the brave and of the free. Is this our America? Is this our America? Huddle around Miss Liberty. Ooh. Is this our America? Is this our America? Is this our America? Every eye, every voice, every ear. Is this our America? Is this our America?
emergency is this? And why is it yours? You found someone to blame, but you can't find the door. Who is this problem child, and why do you resist? You threaten who you are inside, the illusion will persist. Songs of celebration become battle cries. To every wrath is faithful when you're holding on so tight. I just want you to win. Go ahead and take my place. Take a look at my face. This is how it begins. It's of this simple plan, unleashed on who you blame. The harvest of the books you ban is guilt and fear and shame. Whose emergency is this? The mask that's on your face. You think you're implicated in this embattled place. Songs of liberation sound like battle cries, and everything is hurtful when you're holding on so tight. I just want you to win. Go ahead and take your place. This is how it begins. Take a look at my face. We are interdependent. We don't exist in space. You think you're implicated in this embattled place. Those words you've made weapons are someone else's armor. Someone else's armor. Someone else's armor. Someone else's armor. Someone else's armor.
Whose emergency? What's the urgency? Won't you learn to see what you learn to see? Whose emergency? What's the urgency? Won't you learn to see what you learn to see? What's the pedigree? All battle cries. Hard to let go when you grip so tight. Guilt and shame when you bare my eyes. Still can't read between your lies. Feel the vibe. Celebrate your own. Every book in the way finds home. Take that language, make it a poem. Make it a hook or make it a zone. Boom, boom, wherever you go. A problem child, though I'm not alone. Feel that inside you, what you know. Feel that inside you, what you know. I just want you to win, win. I just want you to win, win. I just want you to win, win. I just want you to win,
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
Let go of the way you're supposed to behave, the things you should want, the things you should say. You shocked us both. You opened the door and we both walked through, and now you're running through my body like a current, like the rising tide in the full moon. Something about you transcends time, leaps over decades between yours and mine. There's something real here we can't deny. To try to stop it would be a fool's fight. Summer on Ischia, the need for retreat, that look in your eye, the sand, sea, and heat, jolted out of the mundane. Nothing good ever came from playing it safe. You shocked us both. You opened the door and we both walked through, and now you're running through my body like a current, like the rising tide in the full moon. Something about you transcends time, leaps over decades between yours and mine. There's something real here we can't deny. To try to stop it would be a fool's fight. To try to stop it would be a fool's fight. To try to stop it would be a fool's fight.
It's a great track. I love that. That is Fool's Fight by Jesse Kilgus. And we're going to be talking to Jesse in just a moment. Welcome, everybody. We have entered hour number 3 of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. Today is Saturday, December 13th, 2025. Jenny is here at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
And let's see, joining us via WhatsApp, Jesse Kilgus is here. Jesse, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Absolutely, yes. You sound great. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love that song. It's one of those things you just kind of sway to, when you hear it. That's really, really good.
Thank you.
We love your sound. Also excited to talk to you because we were playing. Actually, I played at the end of the last hour, "Win" by Charlie Nealand, because I was as I was reading about you, I was quite pleased to see that you've worked with Charlie, because he was actually on the show with us recently, and we had a fascinating conversation. He's an amazing guy.
Oh, great.
But
yeah.
But he's your producer. Is that correct?
Well, he produced this record. Yeah,
he did.
I've worked with multiple different people on all the different records I've made, but Charlie and I have been working on and off for almost 20 years.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh,
yeah, but he produced this one.
What is it about working with Charlie that brings out, because the record is great. They have a Howard Johnson's there. I love it. What is it about working with Charlie that brings out this great music in you?
Well, Charlie's just multi-talented, plays a bunch of different instruments and is a great engineer and producer.
Yeah.
But I am a wonderful person too. So he's just very easy to work with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And tell us about the title, by the way, of the album. I love the title. There's a Howard. They have a Howard Johnson's there.
So that's a line from my song, Howard Johnson's.
Okay.
And I wrote that song. I took a poetry writing workshop with the performance artist, Karen Finley. And the theme of the workshop was Dog Day Afternoon. And we had to watch the movie, and then we had this poetry workshop inspired by that. And I took this workshop about a month after my father died, and his name was Howard. And there's a line in the movie where Al Pacino says something like, "I'm going to Algeria. They have a Howard Johnson's," or something. And it really stood out to me because my dad's name was Howard, and it was just so ridiculous too, the line.
Yeah.
I wrote a song kind of based around that.
Oh, that's cool. That's funny too. That's such a great film, but I haven't watched it in so long, and I didn't even remember that line until you said it. Oh,
it holds up. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And what can you tell us about Fool's Fight? That's a great track. I really like that, as I mentioned.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that was kind of inspired a little bit by some books I was reading by Elena Ferrante, but it's also inspired by my own life and experiences. But I have a songwriting club with my friend Rembert Block, who sings backup on that song.
Okay.
She's a great singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist. She and I have a club of 2 people. We meet every month and have to share a new song.
Okay.
So that song came out of that process. Which is really useful to have, a deadline every month.
Yeah, I'm curious about that, because that's such an interesting concept to me. Because is it because obviously everybody writes differently. Some people need to feel a little bit of pressure, to really get them going writing. Some people can't stop writing, and they actually write more music than they could ever, or books or whatever it is, than they could ever actually use. Do you find that useful to have that little bit of pressure, to have that deadline?
I do. Rembert and I have had this club for over 2 years now. It's really useful. Just sometimes I feel more productive with writing, and I have more ideas, but sometimes it's just useful to flex the muscle, even if I don't like the song that comes out of it.
Yeah. It kind of forces. Well, obviously, and it's a successful partnership, clearly. Are any of the other songs on the album, did they also come out of that?
Yes. Saint Teresa and Ecstasy came from that process. What else is on there? Yeah, I think all of them except for Howard Johnson's.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. And what about your approach? I was reading something about nostalgia, clever layered nostalgia online. I mean, is that something that you might have said, or I forget exactly where I saw that as I was researching you. I thought you had said something about that somewhere.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah.
But I think that some of my songs can be pretty nostalgic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it's funny though, because there's almost a timelessness to it in a way. Like you listen to a song like "Fool's Fight," and that could have been any time, really. You know, that's obviously it's a current song, but it could have been, you know, it could have been 10, 20, 30 years ago, and it would fit in any era. If that makes sense, and which I think is cool when you have something that it could have come out anytime and it would have sounded relevant to that period.
Oh, cool. That's a really nice compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I mean, and the whole thing it sounds like that to me. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, you know, it's funny. I remember when I was a kid, and the MTV had a show called 120 Minutes on Sunday nights, and it was 2 hours of music that you wouldn't necessarily hear on mainstream radio at that time, and a lot of the music, you know, the alternative music from that period, I remember it had that sort of that timeless thing about it, where it was like, okay, this is something happening now that's not in the mainstream, but this could have happened 10 years ago, and it would have sounded, you know, or maybe it would happen in the future and it would sound good. So
yeah.
Oh,
neat.
Yeah. I'm also really curious to ask about your acting career.
Yeah, sure.
That's interesting to me, and I'm very interested too in how that informs your approach to music, or whether you kind of compartmentalize all that as some people do, or you know, or do the two kind of influence each other.
Well, I don't act anymore. It used to be my primary art form. I haven't acted in about 20 years. I really burned out on it.
Okay.
But I did, you know, go to college and graduate school for it, and I did work professionally on the stage in England, and I did one movie, The Crucible, with Daniel Day-Lewis and Winona Ryder.
Wow.
And but I had this amazing experience working on I was part of a Tom Waits musical that the star was Marianne Faithfull and the other star was Mary Margaret O'Hara, who's another amazing singer-songwriter.
Okay.
Canadian. If you don't know her, she's worth looking up. And the band of that show was incredible. The music was by Tom Waits, and the band was all these musicians who had worked with all of my favorite musicians.
Yeah.
And Marianne Faithfull was one of my favorite singers at the time, and it was an incredible experience. And it made me think that I wanted to maybe not act anymore.
Really?
Kind of, yeah. And that's when I started to think about focusing on music more, because I have always been a singer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and in terms of how my acting life background informs my writing, I think creativity is just seamless, and you can direct it towards any art form.
Yeah.
So it's the same energy I would have used for acting, just I funnel into music.
Okay.
And I perform live all the time. I still really love performing as a singer. So that kind of informs my performance style. My background in acting.
When you were really heavy with the acting career, when that was your primary focus, was it always kind of in the back of your mind that maybe you might sort of switch to a different modality with your creativity, or
Yeah. I've always been interested in creative writing, and I've always been a singer. So and I never really liked musical theater.
Yeah.
I mean, a Tom Waits is different than musical theater. So I always have questioned what I could do with be able to hear. I was just talking about on.
It's almost like that. Like there's a call waiting thing going on. Are you getting a call?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's try again.
Okay.
All right. What were you saying?
I was just saying that, yes, it was always in the back of my mind what to do about music, how to incorporate it into my life.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So then it was working on that musical that made you think, okay, that's that kind of gave you a push more into that direction.
Yeah. Yeah. And after that musical, I had to move back to the States from England.
Okay.
And because I would get a visa for every acting job I got there, but I couldn't get an overriding visa to just like get a job while I wasn't acting.
Oh.
And so that was tricky, and I decided to move back to the States. And the acting world in the States is very different from in Europe. And so I just kind of fell out of love with that and started experimenting with music.
Okay.
And, yeah.
When you say the acting world is very different in the United States, what do you mean? I mean, you don't have to
Well,
you don't have to get too far into the weeds, but I'm just curious.
Okay. I feel like it's more of a respected art form in the UK, especially.
Oh.
There's a real tradition of, going to drama school and
Yeah.
studying the craft, which I loved. And here it's very commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
So,
That makes sense.
yeah.
What was it like working with Tom Waits? He seems like he's probably an intense guy, but I don't know.
Well, he actually wasn't part of our production. He advised from afar because this was in London, and it was a remount of The Black Rider, which I think was first done in the 90s. But the director was Robert Wilson, who just passed away, and it was written by Tom Waits and William Burroughs.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, but Tom Waits wasn't part of the rehearsal process.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So then when you came back to the United States, I mean, was it right away that you got out of acting, or did you kind of work your way out slowly, or?
It was gradual. I would say within a year or so.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I stopped liking it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's such a tricky profession that if I figured if I wasn't enjoying it, then it wasn't worth putting my energy into anymore.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, everything always looks so glamorous from the outside, right? But when you're actually doing it, people don't see what really goes into it.
Yeah.
And it's I can imagine it's it's enormously challenging. When you made that switch, and then you're doing music, did you ever, or maybe even today, like, do you ever think back and do you ever feel like getting back into acting, or is that definitely completely behind you?
It's definitely completely behind me. I just burnt out on it, and the whole idea of that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no. I mean, if somebody offered me $1 million to be in a movie, I would do it.
Well, of course, yeah. So somebody offered you a role in a superhero franchise or something, you'd have to say yes to that.
Yeah. But yeah, I put that to rest a while ago, and haven't looked back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're on a great path now. Like I said, I love what you're doing. Do you write any song? Like, have you written any specific songs about your experience in acting?
I have not.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I haven't. But you know what I am doing now, also in addition to music, is I just trained to be a breathwork practitioner. I saw that you're a hypnotherapist.
I am. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. So you're doing breathwork.
I mean, that's kind of, and I would say that that's maybe influencing the way I write or the way I sing even.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Breathing is such an important part of how you sing. I've been looking into breathwork myself, actually, because I use
cool.
Well, I use a little bit of it in my sessions, when I tell the client to, focus on your breathing and focus on the rhythm of your breathing and all of that. But I've been thinking about really learning, really getting into it and learning more about breath work, because I think it would be helpful in everything else I do, or even doing the radio show, just not running out of air when I'm, talking, and, sometimes if I'm talking a lot, But no, that's really cool that you're doing that. And I would imagine that would be very helpful with your singing, actually.
Yeah, it's not any sort of like gentle meditation that I'm doing. It's it's this 3-part pranayama all through the mouth, and you oxygenate your brain so much that your brain shuts off and just all your feelings come out.
Yeah.
And so people don't find it gentle. It's often kind of like people often cry.
Oh, wow.
But it's really intense but powerful and useful.
Yeah. Oh, I got to learn more about that. That's very interesting. That's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And as far as your music, do you play out? Do you play these songs out live?
Yeah.
Excellent.
All the time. I just had a
Excellent.
record release. Actually, Charlie and I shared a bill for both of our record releases at this club in New York that's called Berlin.
Okay.
And I sing regularly with this band called the Losers Lounge at Joe's Pub. And I sing with a couple other bands too. But yeah, I perform almost once a week these days.
Oh, wonderful. Good.
So,
Good.
Yeah.
You're in New York, right?
Yeah, I am in New York.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Excellent. The other thing I wanted to ask you too, getting back to they have a Howard Johnson's there, the artwork. I really like the cover.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was my friend Scott MX Turner did that. I love it too. It's very retro. And
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I got the idea about the nostalgia. But yeah, it is very retro. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
That is excellent. That is excellent. And then what about what do you have in the future? What's kind of your trajectory? I mean, obviously this album hasn't been out that long, right?
Right. Well, I did a artist residency this summer in Iceland. I was in East Iceland for a month.
Oh, wow.
And I was writing all new songs there, and they gave me this beautiful space, this recording studio and all the instruments. And but I brought these tiny synths that I was playing. So I've written a whole bunch of new songs on these tiny synths that sound nothing like the current record. That I'm really excited about this new stuff. So I'm going to be recording that with my friend John Kengla, who plays guitar in my band. We're going to be recording that sometime this year and hoping to put that out. I don't know when, but that's what I'm into right now. It's my synth music. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, it's been wonderful speaking with you. We're going to in a moment we're going to play this other track after we let you go. We're going to play Saint Teresa and Ecstasy.
Cool.
What should we know about that song? It was such an interesting title.
Oh, thank you. Well, that was inspired by, I was in Rome and two different friends said, "Oh, you have to go see this sculpture in this little church." And it's just magnificent. This sculpture of it's called the Ecstasy of Saint Teresa.
Okay.
And it has like this panel of gold above the sculpture, and there's a window above it, and when the sunlight hits the gold, it lights up the statue. It's just really incredible. And the song is about that, just being really moved by seeing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
And where's before we let you go, where's the best place for people to go online to keep up with everything that you're doing, all your music and everything?
I post the most stuff on Instagram.
Okay.
So it's just Jesse Kilgus on Instagram. And then the best place to check out my music is Bandcamp, especially if people want to buy it, because Bandcamp gives the artist the most money. Yeah. But in terms of staying up to date on news, I would say Instagram.
And I like to tell people too, I love Bandcamp, and I like to tell people not only does Bandcamp give the artist the most money, but you get a high quality file. You get a better sounding file than you do if you just stream it on YouTube or whatever. So I really encourage people to use Bandcamp as well.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. All right, Jesse Kilgus, thank you so much. We'll definitely, when you've got some new stuff, when you got some new music, we'll definitely have you back.
Great.
Absolutely. Love what you're doing. We enjoyed speaking with you this morning.
Likewise.
Absolutely. We're going to hit this track, Saint Teresa and Ecstasy. We'll let you go. Oh, and again, congratulations on the breath work. And I got to learn more about that. I'm very curious about that. So we might have to have you.
JessieKilgusBreathwork.com.
Oh, very good. I'll check out the site. We might have to have you back to talk about that too. So we might have you back really soon.
It would be my pleasure.
Okay. Outstanding. All right, Jesse. Thank you so much. All right.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. All right, very cool. That was Jesse Kilgus from New York City. Check out her album. They have a Howard Johnson's there. It is available on Bandcamp, and we're going to play this track. This is Saint Teresa in Ecstasy. And then when we come back, we're going to have Chris Evans from Audio Gust with us on Microsoft Teams. Hopefully we don't have any tech issues with Teams. That was unusual what happened there with WhatsApp. We don't usually have any trouble, but I'll clean it up on the podcast version. But here it is. This is Saint Teresa in Ecstasy by Jesse Kilgus.
In Rome I found expansion. My heart exploded into light, like one of those Roman candles that flicker and brighten up the night, or like Saint Teresa in ecstasy, the day she had her epiphany. The angel shot an arrow into her heart, and the sky lit up with a great event and danced over the mountain. became divine. Walking around the Roman Forum, listening to Sinead O'Connor. I do not want what I haven't got. Making a pilgrimage up Palatine Hill on my way to see the Bernini that came so highly recommended to me. The humble priest lets me in the tiny jewel box of a church where statues line the walls and gold paint crumbles from the ceiling. I carry on down the aisle just 20 feet or so, and as I arrive, a ray of light pierces through the window, and it catches the golden rays on fire that illuminate the sculpture's face, and I lose myself in awe of this transcendent grace. I see Saint Teresa in ecstasy the day she had her epiphany, the angel shooting an arrow into her heart, and the sky lit up with the great event and danced over the monument, and the world stopped and time ceased to exist, and I felt overwhelming joy and love, and exquisite pain coming from above, and everything combined into the sublime. As I see ordinary Teresa become
You're listening to Matt Connarton Unleashed on WMNH 95.3.
Just look at your smile, your glistening eyes, that necklace on you, a gift from last June. I see your lips moving as I nod approving, but then your eyes narrow, and all I feel are arrows. This is the point where I want to disappear. You just found out I was anywhere but here. Do we have to do this dance again? We're playing arguments from I don't know when. Disrespecting you was not my intent. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Another status meeting, and I'm just there eating. I'm shocked to attention when you ask my opinion. This is the point where I want to disappear. You just found out I was anywhere but here.
How catchy is that? Wow. That is, I didn't hear what you said. The project is Audio Gust. And let's see, we have Chris Evans from Audio Gust here with us via Microsoft Teams. Hello, Chris.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. Welcome to the show. I love that song. I love the whole album, of course. That is from Falling From Down. And it's just so like, it's the kind of song you tell people, at least I tell people, if that didn't make you move, check your pulse, you might be dead. It's just really, really catchy. And I love the vocals, the layered vocals. Everything about that is it's just really good. I love that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That is a fun song.
Absolutely. And you are in Seattle, is that correct?
Yep, just outside of Seattle.
Just outside of Seattle. Wow, quite a music scene there.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. What can you tell us about the album Falling From Down? I did listen to the whole thing. I really, really like it. Like I said, I love what you're doing sonically. And there's nothing that I've heard recently that sounds quite like it. But what can you tell us about it?
This is my third album, second one this year, and yeah, it's sort of a song about the times these days, basically, like with all sort of angst and sort of the angst about communication and about what's going on in the world and things like that, and how people are pretty stressed about this. And it starts off, with just sort of a darker set of songs than all my previous albums, I think. Songs like Isotope and Falling From Down. And then it hits a song called Easier, which is sort of a reflection of the whole album, which sort of asks the question, man, it seems like it would be easier if I didn't know what was going on. Like if we weren't paying attention to the news and things like that, it seems like life might be easier, and yet you really can't avoid it because it sort of keeps coming back to you. There's this whole sort of shift in that song where it goes from being this sort of introspective thing to this sort of pop punk banger of a bridge, and then it comes back into the sort of the final verse there, and then the whole album sort of shifts at that point where it sort of goes into hey, things are a bit more, it's as if you weren't paying attention to all of that, and we could just sort of get back to songs about people and about relationships and about the way you feel. And that's sort of where I Didn't Hear What You Said comes in sort of in that middle part of the album,
right?
And then it sort of slides back towards the end of the album. So it's that the whole album is sort of a reflection of the song Easier writ large.
Okay. Yeah, we'll play that one at the end of our conversation because that's another great track. Like I said, I like the whole thing, but yeah, it's interesting too how you're able to take these themes of angst and all of it that people feel but do something that's actually fun and interesting to listen to, because it's if you can take something that's dark or negative or however you want to think about it, but make something positive out of it, that's the best way, I think, to be able to relate to people and say, here's what I'm saying, but I'm putting it in a package that you're going to enjoy listening to, and maybe we can kind of connect and relate on that level. And so I think it's great. It's
Thank you. Yeah.
Melodic and like a lot of these tracks are really fun. What about now specifically that song? I didn't hear what you said. I'm curious to know more about that. It seems to address, as is evidenced by the title, miscommunication and misunderstanding. And was there something specific that sort of pushed you to write that, or maybe just more of a general thing?
Like many people, I'm a bit on the ADD side. And I've certainly run into issues where my head, my mind wandered in the middle of a conversation, and I realized that I'm not quite paying attention to this person that I'm supposed to be talking to right now. They don't know this yet, but it's true. And so I am sort of nodding along, and yet my head is somewhere else, just sort of like in the beginning of that song where it's like this sort of person's just sort of talking to a girl. And sort of daydreaming and thinking about her and looking at the necklace that she's wearing. Oh yeah, I got that for her back. What was that? When was that? Back in June, I think it was. And then she's saying something, and you're realizing I'm not hearing this. And in the song, she realizes that she's not being listened to, and yet she's looking right at her.
Right.
She gets a little bit upset about it, which is understandable. And he feels bad about this. I feel bad about this, but it's not on purpose.
Right. Exactly.
And then the second verse is the same thing happens, except for you're at work, right? You're in a meeting somewhere and you're just sort of daydreaming. You didn't expect anybody talking to you in the first place. And so you're just sort of in some meeting, and then they ask you a question and you're like, uh-oh, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what he was talking about. And you're sort of, it's sort of embarrassing to get caught in one of those moments there of you were supposed to be paying attention and you weren't.
Right.
And you're totally busted.
Right.
And everybody knows this now. And what are you going to do?
Right. And it's universal. Everyone's been in situations like that. It's all stuff that happens to everybody. Absolutely. But yeah, in the moment though, it feels, it's such a terrible feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious too about your history. So you played guitar and bass in some 80s bands. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was in a few bands back in the 80s, actually a little bit in the end of the 90s as well.
Okay.
And nothing big though. I mean, we were all sort of learning and getting better and playing things and playing in clubs and this is like back in Ohio and Michigan and places like that.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, and then I sort of, once I finished university at the University of Michigan, I was, we were trying to do something interesting. I wanted to do a recording thing. We started a company doing podcasts, but it was a little bit early for podcasts because it was the late 80s.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, the thing we made were, if you listen to them now, you go like, those are podcasts, but it was way too early for that.
No kidding.
We shipped them out on audio cassettes to like there's company communication kind of thing.
Okay.
But it was definitely too early for that. So I sort of shifted into writing software and, this is in Massachusetts, actually. This is in Boston and Cambridge area.
Oh, no kidding.
At this point. And so I worked, for a company doing, router tech support and then writing code and building applications and building things in the Mac. And then eventually one of the things that we did caught the eye of Apple and Microsoft, and they flew me out to California and ended up working for Microsoft for 20 years off and on.
Wow.
And some other places, in between some startups and some personal projects. And then a few years ago, I finally finished that and said, I really want to do the music thing again. And so, yeah, I sort of left Microsoft and software at that point and started writing songs. And that's what it's been pretty much for the last 3 years.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Now, was that always kind of in the back of your mind that you would end up back with doing music, or was there a moment of epiphany where you realized you had to get back to it, or how did you, like, just kind of mentally, how did you get back to a place where you said, no, I need to really jump back into this full force. I need to do music.
I bounced back and forth doing music at different times during the software times.
So you never disengaged entirely from it.
Well, I mean, there were years where I did almost nothing with it, and the guitars sort of stayed in the closet, but I had the guitars. And then every few years I would sort of, open up like Logic Pro and try to figure out some more stuff on it and maybe do a few songs on it, and then stop for a while, and sort of it would come and go. And we had, had a family in there, we had kids in there, so a whole bunch of things happened. But I always loved that, and there was an aspect of writing songs and recording them and doing the whole thing that I loved. And back at the University of Michigan, I ended up in a dorm that had a recording studio in the basement, a student-run recording studio, and learned a whole bunch of stuff back then about doing this on reel-to-reel tape recording and things like that. And I just loved doing it. And so every once in a while I would, do some more of that. And then it was the point where it's like, I think I'm done with the full-time software thing. It wasn't more that I really wanted to get out of it. And during the pandemic, we bought a place up here on Whidbey Island, and it had a 4-car garage, and I don't have 4 cars. So took half of that and made it into a little studio.
Nice.
Made it soundproof so that when you're recording a song, and I think musician will know this, that you play the same part over and over and over and over and over again. And to anybody who's not involved in that, it's really annoying. But if you're doing it, you need to do that so you can hear it, and you're making all these little fine tweaks and stuff like that. So building a room that was soundproofed meant that I could do that and not bother anybody else.
Right.
And I could do that without having any, cars or dogs or whatever it is barking while I'm trying to record vocals or guitars or something like that. And so once I set up the space, it was like, okay, wait, I could do this for real now. And that sort of coincided with the hey, I'm sort of feel like I'm done with the software business, and which has an ironic twist on that one, but we'll get that later.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just started writing songs and realized that I can do this full time now. And I think that's what 20 to 30 years in software will do for at least. Let's set up where you can dedicate your time to this.
Yeah,
I'm very appreciative of that. So I started doing this all the time, and then writing with other people and getting involved with a bunch of different songwriter communities and collaborating and writing with other groups of people and producing the songs, and did my first album very early, actually. I go back and look at them, like there's some songs in there that I love, but it's clearly early.
Yeah.
But then I spent a bunch, just did a lot of writing, and you do a lot of it, and you keep at it, and you get better at it. And so the songs have gotten better, the production has gotten better, the collaborations have gotten better, and so I just love that it's just so satisfying to be able to come in here each day and just work on it and write some new songs, and the tough part's keeping track of all of it, because there's a lot.
Right, no doubt. Are you doing everything yourself in terms of the instruments? Is all the playing on these? Is that all you?
Yeah, these are all me.
Okay.
And I, as you've listened to it, so there's a few songs where I have some guest vocalists in.
Yeah.
And those usually often those people that I write with, they'll join in for one of the songs we collaborate on. But most of the songs there are just me. I wrote them myself and produced the whole thing and recorded, and it's all me.
Okay. Wow. I mean, that must be incredibly liberating. I mean, it sounds like you enjoy collaboration, but at the same time, I would imagine to be able to do so much of it yourself, aside from, guest vocalists, as you mentioned, I mean, that's got to be pretty satisfying, I would guess.
It is. And I think it comes from I don't know, maybe not the best place of, I don't like getting stuck where I'm blocked on waiting for someone else to be able to finish something. Right.
Yep.
And if it was a point where it's like, oh, I'd love to do more, but I need them to do this, but they're busy, or they, I can't get back, they won't get back in touch with me, or those kinds of things. And I hate the idea of being stuck.
Yes.
Blocked on it. And so by being able to do any of the parts, I'm never blocked, right? So I can always finish songs and release them and those kinds of things. And I'm not stuck behind someone else. But at the same time, there are songs that I write sometimes, that we write, that are songs to be sung by a woman. And
right.
I can't do that. So that's, it's having a group of people that I can write with or call on, say, hey, I think this song would be amazing with your voice.
Yeah.
And having them be able to jump in is just wonderful.
Well, with AI tools though, and this, you probably could.
I've played around with that
a
little bit, but I don't like the results.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting better, but it's there's something that definitely feels more connecting.
Yeah.
With an actual person singing it.
Oh yeah.
Than with the AI voices. I mean, sometimes the AI voices are a little bit too perfect. Sometimes
That's true.
They don't breathe because they don't have to breathe.
That's true.
So the way that they sing something, it starts to feel something just a little bit off in it. And so it's so I've tried it, and for if I'm writing something for a film or a TV show or something like that, then something for a synced opportunity, it doesn't quite matter as much if you use some of those things sometimes. But but if I can get an actual person singing it, it's always going to feel a bit more connected.
Right. Have you been surprised by the reception? I saw something here from Spill Magazine. Said it's infectious, feel-good rock, introspection, and hope, a sonic smorgasbord. That's pretty cool. That's definitely high praise. Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been just a little over a month since the album came out. And it's been really just wonderful to see, the reviews of it have been great. The people I've heard from who've listened to it have really enjoyed it. There's a lot of different sort of, it's a little bit more stylistically diverse than my second album, which is a little bit more sort of power pop, pop punk type stuff.
Yeah.
And this album has some of that, certainly. But, with songs like, Isotope and Falling From Down, which are definitely harder rock kind of songs, and I come from, in those bands in the 80s, we played a lot of, hard rock metal songs like Black Sabbath and, whatever. And so I love a good crunchy guitar part. And so I loved doing those tunes. But then songs like You at My Door, which has Liliana Tani singing on it, is, a more sort of traditional piano ballad song, but with a bit of a shift in it, a twist in the story. And that's, that was sort of a different thing, but I just loved that song so much that part of me was like, I just want to have it on the album. And then when I got her to sing it, it was great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious too. I have to ask you, and you probably get this question a lot, but being where you are geographically, I mean, has that influenced your sound at all? Or being in Seattle or Seattle adjacent? Are you actually in Seattle, or are you in one of those suburbs?
I was in Seattle. I lived in Seattle. We lived in Seattle until we bought this place up here, and we moved up here. I've been in the area since the 90s. So it's I've been all over the area basically. But we were in Seattle proper for a while, which was great until the pandemic. And
Yep.
A little less so. It was still fine, but it was, you couldn't go do a lot of the things that were great about being in the city.
Right. Right.
So I love the Seattle bands, particularly from the 90s, the Pearl Jam and Nirvana and Soundgarden, and all of that sound is just was huge. And there's a lot of 90s sound in what I do.
Absolutely.
So absolutely, it's a huge influence. I wasn't actually here for most of the 90s, so I wasn't here during the early 90s when all this stuff was happening, because I was in Massachusetts then. But it was. It's still part of the feel here. You go to the airport and there's all sorts of pictures in the airport of Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
Well, I can imagine,
Hendrix and all these things, because it's just a big part of what Seattle is, and the feel is still there for that.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, by the way, where does the name Audio Gust come from? What's the meaning behind Audio Gust?
So I guess there's two parts of it. One, I can't use my regular name, Chris Evans, because there's an awful lot of them out there.
Yeah, common name. One of them being very famous.
Some of them are very well known.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are. There's another one in England who's very well known. And so I needed to have an artist name that was something else. So Audio Gust it was something that I could get that was available.
Yeah.
And so weren't a lot of other people doing it. But you could think of like singing as just sort of a combination of wind, air, and sound.
Yeah.
And all sound really is sort of waves, and it's just sort of vibrations through the air. So it's it's moving air. It is sound. It is motion. It is just sort of a cross of sound and motion.
Yeah. That makes sense. I like it. It's a cool name. Definitely a cool name. We're almost out of time, Chris. It goes quickly. What's the ironic twist about your software career?
So as I was writing all of these songs, and when you write a song, there's a whole bunch of information you need to track along with it. Like, first, of course, what are the lyrics and what key is it in? But also, like, what do I need to do still on this recording of it? And where have I registered it with all the different places you register songs with, and what's the link to it on Spotify versus Apple Music versus whatever else? And so I did what a software guy does, is I wrote an app that I used to track all of my songs and all of my recordings and all the people that I write with, and the current state of all of them. And I've recently realized, after showing to a bunch of people and letting them sort of play around with it, that I need to release this app, because it's a really, really useful tool for songwriters and music producers and such to do this. So sometime in the next month or two, I'm going to be releasing this app called Studio Notes, which is exactly that. It's an app for organizing all of your songs, and it's not, I don't store the music on there. There's plenty of places where you can actually store the files, but it's it's all of the information about all of the songs you write and the recordings of them, the current state of them, and the collaborations and who's signed what agreements and all of those kinds of things.
Oh, that is extremely cool and very useful, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners will enjoy hearing about that because a lot of musicians and people who make up our audience. There's a lot of musicians, a lot of industry people, so that's very cool. So it's called Studio Notes.
Yeah, and the website is up right now. You can't actually, the app is not on the store yet.
Okay.
The website is studionotes.app.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't have said that, but I did. Because the website's up there. The link to go to the store, of course, doesn't work yet because the app's not in the store. But if anybody's curious, you can go and sort of see what it's about. And send me a comment or whatever if you're interested, and I'll make sure to let everybody who does know when it's actually up and live in the store. But I'm sort of finishing it up now.
Oh, extremely cool. Very good. Very good. Chris, I wish we had more time. I could definitely talk to you longer. You're an interesting guy, and I love your music. But yes, we are approaching the top of the hour, so we'll start to wind down. I'm going to close the segment with this track Easier that we were talking about. This is another great song from the album. But where's the best place for people to go to learn more and keep up with everything that you're doing as Audio Gust?
Audiogust.com is the website.
Perfect.
Sort of the center of everything. You can follow me, of course, on Audio Gust Music on Instagram, or I'm on Threads and a bunch of those places. But the core of that would be audiogust.com is where I usually try to keep everything up to date.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Chris, thank you so much. We're going to play this track in a moment. Easier. Love the song, and I love the album, and congratulations on everything that you're doing. And we look forward to having you back when you've got new music, or we might even have you back on sooner to talk about the app when it comes out. Because like I said, I think a lot of our listeners would be very interested in that. But I love the album Falling From Down. Everyone should listen to the whole thing. It's really, really good. So we'll hit that track and we'll let you go for now. But Chris Evans, Audio Gust, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it a bunch.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. What an interesting guy. Chris Evans, his project is Audio Gust. We're going to play this track Easier, and we are rapidly approaching the end of the show, so that'll probably be it for this week. Thank you to everybody who joined us today. Of course, the guys from Down Boys, they were in studio with us. That was wonderful. We talked to Jesse Kilgus and Dotson Moon, and a nice busy show. And let's see. If you want to keep up with everything I'm doing, sometimes I forget to plug my own website, mattconnerton.com. If you miss any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit, WMNHradio.org, and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And that's going to do it for us for now. We're going to talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody. And here it is. This is Easier, and the project is Audio Gust.
I shouldn't watch the headlines. Stirred up anger wrecks my mind. I see all the warning signs, so I don't sleep that well at night. Some days it would be easier if I didn't know. Coastline shifting, epic storms, doing less the more we're warned. Pride in being uninformed, so I follow every failing moon.
WMNH 95.3.
The commander to the supreme leader, Matzo coming down.
You're listening to Matt Connarton Unleashed on WMNH 95.3. Point three.
You are listening to WMNHLP 95.3 FM, broadcasting from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 119 Canal Street and